welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a day to night glam makeup look. So I will be showing you guys how to transform your day makeup look into your night look without any efforts. Also, before we begin with the video, I just wanted to thank you guys for 500 subscribers. I recently hit 500 subscribers and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting me throughout my journey and motivating me every single day to do this job. Now without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. So to moisturize my skin first, I'm using this simple skincare moisturizer. This is like my go-to moisturizer and I love using it as a base underneath my makeup. So your base makeup is super important because this is something that you will be wearing for the entire day and you want it to last longer. Of course, we will not be changing our base makeup for the night time, so make sure that you have a really strong base makeup. So to start off, make sure you're always using a primer because a primer will make sure that your foundation is in the place throughout the day. So the primer that I have been loving recently is from Wet n Wild and this is the Photo Focus Dewy primer. This is how it looks like. I absolutely love this primer, and since I have very dry skin, I like using a dewy primer. But if you have oily skin, then make sure you're using something which is very mattifying. So I'll just rub this between my fingers and apply this all over my face. For foundation, I will be mixing my Dior Forever Skin Foundation in the shade 40 and the Nykaa SKINgenius foundation in the shade 03. This is the combination that I absolutely loved and I just wore this yesterday and I absolutely loved how my skin looked. It looks so flawless. The shade might look a little off at first, but I promise it will look perfectly fine after I'm done with my full face. So I'm just taking a drop of the Dior foundation and a little bit of the Nykaa foundation. Also, the Nykaa Skin Shield foundation is super long wearing, but since that shade is not my perfect match, I'm not using that one today. For concealer, I'm using my trusty LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade medium beige. This is something I swear by and I absolutely love the coverage of this concealer. To blend the concealer under my eyes, I'm using this mini beauty blender by Wise She. I'll leave a link in the description box below. To brighten my face further, I'm using this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer and this is in the shade medium. And I'm just using a very little bit of product on the centers of my face because I've realized that when I use a lot of concealer, my under eyes creases a lot. Now if you have oily skin, then make sure that you're setting your entire face with a loose powder. But if you have dry skin like me, then make sure you're not setting your entire face because it can make you very dry. But you can just set the T-zone area. Like I just like to set the areas where I have applied the concealer. So I'm just using my Maybelline Fit Me powder and this is in the shade medium, I guess. So I'm just taking this on my damp sponge and pressing this on my under eye. Now to lock the base in, I'm using my PAC Micro Finish makeup fixer and I'm just spritzing this all over my face. I'm done with my bulletproof base and now I know that this will not budge throughout the day. Now moving on to my brows, I'm just using a dark brown eyeshadow on my angular brush and I'm just filling in my brows lightly. Now to set my brows in place, I'm using my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in the shade Espresso. Now for my daytime and nighttime eye look, I want to make sure that I'm mostly using this MyGlamm X Manish Malhotra palette, and this is in the shade Rendezvous. So I want to make sure that I'm using mostly one palette, especially for the nighttime look, because it is travel size. It is really tiny, almost a size of a compact powder. So you can just easily slip this into your handbag and you can just touch up whenever you're getting ready for the night time, so you don't have to carry like 100 products with you. So I want to make sure that I'm using this palette especially for the night time. Now for the daytime, since this is a very smoky eyeshadow palette, it does not have a very light brown transition color. So for the daytime, I'm first using my ABH palette. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. So I'm just using these two transition colors, mixing them both and applying it in my crease. So after I'm done with the transition color, I'm going to go with the MyGlamm palette, and I'm using this dark brown eyeshadow. So I'm just picking this up on my shader brush and I'm just packing this on the outer corners. So I'm just using the blending side. Now for my lid color, I'm again going in with the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm taking the shade Golden Ochre on a flat shader brush. And I'm just packing this all over my eyelid. Now for my lower lash line, I'm again going in with all the three brown colors and just smoking my lower lash line. Now for my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm using the shade Vimier in the ABH palette. Now coming back to the face, for bronzer, I'm using this Lakme Absolute Moonlit Highlighter, and I'm taking this bronzer side on a very dense brush. This bronzer is really nice for daytime because it's super glowy and very warm. So I'm just applying this on the hollows of my cheeks and also my jawline. For my blush, I'm using the Nykaa Get Cheeky Duo. This is in the shade Brazilian Bombshell. So I'm just using this shade, which is called Raisin. For my daytime highlighter, I'm using this Maybelline Master Strobing stick. This is in the shade Nude, and since it is a cream highlighter, it looks super natural on the skin and it is very reflective. So I'm using a fan brush to apply this on the high points of my face. Next is mascara. I completely forgot about that. So for that, you want to make sure that you're using something which is waterproof and something which is very long lasting, because you cannot really touch up a mascara during the night time. So for that, I will be using my Maybelline Colossal Volume Express Mascara. This is the waterproof one. So this is a volumizing mascara and it is super long lasting. Moving on to lips, I'm going to go with something very neutral because it is daytime. So first I will be lining my lips using the PAC lip pencil in the shade Mauve. For lipstick, I'm going to be mixing two shades as usual, and for that I'm using my MAC Satin lipstick in the shade Retro and my NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Seduction. So this is the final daytime look. I absolutely love how it turned out. It is a little bit of smoky and it's very glam yet very easy to recreate. Now for the nighttime look, we will be changing the eye look a little bit, but before that you do have to powder your face if you have very oily skin. I don't have very oily skin, but my nose tends to get really oily throughout the day. So I will just powder my nose a little bit and then we'll move on with the rest of the makeup. I'm using this Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder again, and I'm just taking a very little bit of powder and just applying it on the sides of my nose and also a little bit on my forehead. So after powdering my face, I will be changing the eye look a little bit. So for that, of course, we will be using the MyGlamm X Manish Malhotra palette. As I said, it is really easy to slip in your bag. I will be intensifying the outer corners of my eyes, and for that I'm mixing this dark brown eyeshadow as well as this greyish blue eyeshadow, and I'm dusting all the excess powders and then lightly applying this on the outer corners of my eyes. And I'm not applying any pressure, I'm just doing this with a very light hand. Now for my lid color, I'm using this really pretty peachy pink color. So I'm just taking this on my flat shader brush and applying this all over my eyelids. Next, I'm going in with this Colourpop Super Shock shadow in the shade Birthday Cake. This is a really pretty glittery eyeshadow. So I'm just using my fingers to apply this. I'm just patting this on top of the pink shadow we just applied. Now for my lower lash line, I'm again applying this brown and grey eyeshadow, mixing them both and just smoking my lower lash line further. Next, I definitely have to intensify my contour. So for that, I'm using this Wet n Wild contouring palette and I'm using this contouring shade and just intensifying it a little bit. Now to intensify the highlighter, I'm obviously using my MAC Soft and Gentle. Now coming on to lips, I feel like you can absolutely go with any lip color that you want. There are no rules when it comes to makeup, but I feel like I should go with something very nude since the eyes are super glam and super smoky. So I will be using my Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Trendsetter. But before that, I will be lining my lips using the PAC lip pencil in the shade Brown. Since I cannot resist myself from using retro, I definitely have to mix this lipstick with Trendsetter. So this is the finished look. It is very glam and very smoky, and this makeup look is definitely very appropriate for parties, events and weddings. So do let me know your thoughts about this look in the comment section below, and also please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!